Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jay and this is Vroom Vroom. Well, this is the second part and final part of the Aprilia rebuild and recommissioning, and yeah, it's thrown up some challenges, so hope you've enjoyed the video. So since I put the clocks back in the Aprilia, I've been waiting for the oil and the oil filter to arrive, and they have. I've put the oil in it now. It needs topping up again because it does take a lot, but well, actually there is no but. I've changed the vacuum lines as well with silicone, which I'm sure helps, and I chucked some easy start down it and it was spluttering, but I have so it's running. The rev counter isn't working, so that's probably a job for tomorrow to have a look at that. And the clutch won't engage, but after seeing the slave cylinder, I'm not surprised. So I'm going to get a repair kit for the slave cylinder. I'm going to get the fork seals, and now I've heard it running, I'm yeah, a lot happier. So it's good news, it's running. Hopefully I can have a clutch by well, 2 or 3 days, including delivery, and we can start tightening the old girl up a bit. Just tidying up for the end of the day, and I need to order some parts. So I pulled the slave cylinder off, which was quite easy, and I've just taken it apart, and as you can see, definitely needed a real bit of rebuild. But the rebuild kits for these are a lot more difficult to come by. They tend to sell the unit as one, so I'd rather rebuild it because it's just making use of decent parts rather than gamble on somebody else's measurements. That makes no sense at all. I'd rather rebuild something rather than recycle it. Yeah, that's better. But I'll pull it out and have a look, see if I can get the kit. If I can, I will. If not, I'll have to get a new one. But yeah, at least I know what the problem is. Jobs for today on this. Kind of stuck. I want to get the front fork seals done. It's only got a side stand. I haven't got a bike lift, so I'm going to come up with something that's just a little bit sketchy a little bit later on to get the front off the floor. They have run, whoever had the bike before, a bypass wire for the fuel pump, as it wasn't working. You can see it running along there, which isn't ideal, so I'm going to try and trace the fault for that. All of the lights are now working, and it's worth mentioning that the indicators wasn't working because of a dirty switch, and I had no normal running lights at the front, and that turned out to be this switch. So it's always worth looking for the simple things first. I was doing a voltage test on the bulbs at the front when I noticed that the switch was faulty, so that ended up being quite an easy win. I'm waiting on new bar end weights to finish. I'm waiting on the slave cylinder repair kit, which I'm hoping will come today. It'd be nice to actually get this out just for a quick test ride. The dash is lighting up. The panel on the right is okay, as you saw earlier. The rev counter wasn't working, and I've got no idea about the speedo, so I'm going to investigate that a little bit more. I know the speed sensor, which is down here, is sometimes at fault. We'll see how that goes. But having a look at they do say the rubber boot tends to perish, and that actually looks pretty decent.
So I think we'll take that out, we'll have a look, and we'll see where we are with it. But until I get it, the clutch sorted, I can't tell whether the speedo's working, so that's probably the first port of call, and then we'll take it from there. So I am also waiting on some engine paint just to cover up some patches, but that should be about it. Oh, and the rear light, been waiting ages for this now, about 2 weeks. They said it wasn't coming from China, but somehow I think it is, so that's just the way it is. So I think I'm going to take the tank off and start tracing the wire, see if I can find a continuity break in that wire that they've connected to. The tanks on these come off very easily, so don't be afraid ever to take it off. It's just a couple of bolts really. It's very simple. So this is the wire. They've put it into red and white there, and then a red and white feed there, so they obviously think there's a loss of continuity between this one and the other end, so that's what I'm going to check first, and then I'm going to do a voltage check on that as well. If I do have to bypass wire there, then I'm going to I'm going to solder it and shrink wrap it. I'm not going to leave it like that, that's not very good. I can see what it was done. It was just done to get the bike started, but it does need sorting out properly. So we'll see how that bit goes there now. Right, so I've got my multimeter set up now, and this is the wire. I've got it, the probe in that end, and as you can see, there's no continuity on that. But when I go to the bypass wire, of course there is. So there is a fault in this wire because I've gone right into the connection at this end and right into the connection at this end, trying both ends. I know it's not the connector, but I'm not happy with just leaving that alone, so I'm going to have a look and see if I can see any obvious places where that wire might have broke, because yeah, I'm not over the moon with that, so we'll see. Right, change of jobs. The parts just came for the slave cylinder rebuild, so got them in there. That's for there, and I need to clean up there, so it's very simple. I won't bother recording it. Rubbers on and a clean, and that's it. So we'll see how that bit goes. So that's rebuilt. I've given the everything a little bit of a clean, just a little bit more. And this one I need to do. So just that bit there. Scrape it out. That's a lot better. Right, so with that done, it's now ready to go back on. Now the seals that I got were from a source I wouldn't have normally got them from. I gather the guy, he works for a company, just ordered two by mistake, or ordered one, they didn't come, and then they sent him another one, and then the other ones did come, because the it worked out about £15 for the two. So I need to get that back in there, and the banjo bolt done back up. So that's now back buttoned up. I've connected me one-way bleeder to the clutch and opened up the reservoir. One thing I haven't got is a lot of brake fluid, so this may be a very short bit of bleeding. I'm just topping up the reservoir, and put that back down there. No, that's not right. Pumped the lever once and it just stayed in. I think the master cylinder's failed on the clutch master cylinder. Sod it. Let's have a look. So the test ride went okay with the slave cylinder seems to be holding, but there is a leak, I think, from the bleed nipple, so I just need to tighten that up slightly, which was good, which allowed me to ride the bike, and the speedo did work, which was good news. So the only two problems I've still got on the dashboard are the rev counter and the mileometer. So I'm going to do a bit of research into that and see how I get on with those bits there. I got new bar end weights, but I think I should have read the description a little bit better, because this is what was sent to me and they look stupid. They look like they're out of a kid's toy. So not good with that. One thing the test ride did highlight was lack of back brake. Absolutely nothing there. So I want to get on with that today. If I can get the back brake sorted. And there was also a wiring problem. When I came back from that wire I connected up, the lights stayed on. So it's kind of good news, bad news. I think that proves that the wires somewhere have been crushed and they're bridging across. So I need to disconnect that, and I'm going to try and trace back that wire a little bit more than I did yesterday, just to see if I can find somewhere that it's damaged. But then apart from that, I'm just waiting on the back light, which apparently is coming from China, even though it said Manchester. So we are nearly there, but still a lot to do. That makes sense, doesn't it? Right, so I've just had a look, and it's quite a simple system and easy to get to. So I've tried bleeding the master cylinder, and there's just no pressure at all at the caliper. So I've just started to take this off, but already, I mean, I think that's quite telling in itself. So I'm going to carry on taking this bit off, but I need a rebuild kit for the master cylinder. It's as simple as that. I did mention about this being slightly shady, about how I'm going to get up to get the front wheel off. So there are videos online about how to lift the bike up and put it on a stick underneath the engine, with that and the side stand holding it. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is, I've got some very nice supports that hold this carport up. I'm going to tie it to the front yoke, tie it around the carport support, and hopefully that will work and I don't break everything. Okay, that's not sketchy at all. I'll tie the back wheel to the wall as well. I know that's a lot higher up, than you would have done if you'd have put a stick underneath or a bar. But I do need to get that front section off. Just need to inspect the seals and do a bit more cleaning on the actual forks themselves where they've just been sitting. So yeah, I've tied the back wheel up as well, but it is sketchy. Right, so what I've done is I've lowered the bike slightly because it was worrying the hell out of me. Taken the nut off of the spindle on the front, which is there. So all I have to do is undo the brakes both sides. Three out of four came out okay. The one that didn't is just the one holding the brake line to the other leg. It was enough to get the wheel off. So now I've got pinch bolts, two on the lower yoke, one on the top yoke, and so I have removed the forks from the bike, and now it's time to do the oil seals. So I loosened the top nut before I took them off. The bottom one I've just undone, and I'm just about to drain the oil. I've got a nice container there to do it. So I'm going to drain the oil, and these are a little bit fiddly, these ones. I'll take you through that in a moment. So it's a nice day and I'm doing this outside. I haven't built myself a workbench with a very good light in there, but it's I prefer natural light if possible. So all the oil is out. I've taken the dust cover off of the shock and off the leg, and I've removed the retaining what do you call it, clip. I haven't been able to record that much. I've been trying to sort out my new workshop, sorting out the electrics and counters and stuff. So yeah, even though I've been working on the Aprilia, I've just not had that much time to get it on camera. So the only things I've done since then, I've changed the colour of the front mudguard to black. The front seals have been done, but the dust covers didn't come with it, and they aren't good. So whoever the new keeper is, I will tell him to do it. The clocks, yeah, ended up really good. Got the mileage back. This has actually done 26,000 miles, which I'm really pleased about. And I'm really pleased I got it back on the clocks, because that'll read now on the MOT when I take it for the MOT. So apart from that, it took a while getting it all back together, which was, yeah, a little bit of a pain, but not too bad. And I put on a new rear master cylinder. It was a universal one. I had to cut down the bottom plunger, but that's working brilliant now, and so are the front brakes. So the only other thing I did was I was putting it back together, and I've done a little bit of plastic welding just on this corner here, just because that screw was out and it looked really ugly with that just missing. The clocks do need a bit of a wipe, so I'm going to do that in a moment. The surround, yeah, it does need more, but this is as far as I'm going to take it. It's MOT passable once I get the rear tyre done, because what I did notice on the rear tyre is that it's cracked. So I've ordered a good second-hand one. It's £35 delivered, and that should be here tomorrow. So I will have to get the bike up again to do that. It's running okay. It's had an oil and filter change, as you saw, but it would benefit from a full service. I mean, you know, the last MOT 2013, so it's been out of commission for a while, but it's been a good bike. It's been quite nice to work on. All the bolts came out quite easily. It wasn't like the DeVille before where I was grinding and just swearing at the bolts constantly. This actually went okay. So I'll do a bit on the back wheel when that comes tomorrow, because I will have to hoist it up again on the stand, and then that will be it. So MOT next Monday, and today here at the moment is Thursday, so if that's good, which I can't see any reasons why it can't be, then yeah, it'll be up for sale. I'm just not quite sure at the minute what I'm going to price it at. They do seem to be around the £1,800 mark for a good one. This isn't a good one. This is needs some attention, so I may put it up for 1,400, something like that, and we'll see where it goes from there. So yeah, next time you see me, be on the back wheel. So the Aprilia's nearly done. Last thing to do is to change that rear tyre that's cracked. As you can probably see, the back wheel is off the ground. I have used my makeshift lift to get it up in the air while resting it on the side stand, which is down there somewhere. If you do this at home, you didn't see it from me. I'm an idiot. The risk I take is my own. So if you are going to do it at your own risk, but be aware that, you know, things do go wrong and they might still hear. Let's see. Just as an additional precaution, I've zip tied the front brake on, stop that wheel moving as I'm working on the back. It just seemed like a sensible precaution. That goes on there. Pull it out and see what happens. Take the wheel. See if I can get this out of the way. Yes, that's good. Right, so take the wheel forward. Should give me enough to take the chain off. Bish bash bosh. 2 minutes. Off. Well, welcome back. Got quite a bit done. I tried to get the bead off the other tyre using a bit of wood, a car, and another bit of wood to break the bead, and it wouldn't work, which was rather unfortunate. So I had to get really medieval to get the beads off. But that happened. It was okay. So I cleaned the wheel up, put the tyre on, and as it goes, it's been a bit of a day today because wife's car failed the MOT yesterday, so I had to do a lower suspension ball joint and change the brake pads, which I've done this morning. Then I've got onto this afternoon, and it's got to go. Her car's got to go back to the MOT station tomorrow for a tyre, and I was thinking that this tyre would probably go with her because you can never beat these things once you put them on. They're so hard to beat. I don't know it's because it's a troll bike, but it blew up straight away using my compressor, which was a real shock, but a welcome one at that. So it's all clean now, and we're ready to chuck it back on. This is just a 10-minute process in reverse. What I'm going to do, just a little bit off camera, is just to check the chain, and I'm going to lubricate it a little bit more. But that's it. So today is Saturday. No, it's not. Today is Friday. I'm going to take it for an MOT on Monday, so I'll come back to you on Monday and tell you how the MOT got on. So that's it. I think you'll agree that the bike turned out absolutely fantastic and looks absolutely stunning. So if you do like what you see, please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.